Shalom and welcome to Elders of GMS, giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Today's topic is entitled Open Forum, dated 12/03/2011. And the reason why it's an open forum, because basically we had some documents. We have a letter that a brother, faithful brother, he sends us a lot of information. Matter of fact, he sends information to everybody that's in GMS pretty much, you know. And I'm not going to mention his name. That's not important. But he had sent a series of questions, you know. I mean, it's stuff that we went through, but I guess he wanted to get some more detail in it. And, you know, he was basically told that, you know what, we'll cover it on the next show. So here we are, the next show. So that's what we're going to go into. We wanted to go into some other things, but this is a good long letter. And, you know, we'll get a question, and we'll be on that one question for maybe 30 minutes or so, half an hour, 45 minutes or whatever, depending on how the spirit works. But that's how you get this knowledge. You ask questions, you get answers. You know, that's how you build yourself in the knowledge. And I'm going to say this here. The Elder Ramlab have told me that there's one brother that comes on the GMS homework and he deals with the tests, but he's not down with, you know, GMS, but he'll eventually probably be down with it. And I basically told, you know, Ramlab, I said, well, look, this is open to anybody. Anybody can take the test, including Abu. You know, you can take the test too, you know. Even Yohana can take the test, although he'll fail every time because he doesn't know the scriptures, you know. And we want to get into this nigga Yohana, all right? He's really getting a spiritual ass whipping. And the more he the more he opens his mouth, the more he proceed to put his foot in his mouth. The more he opens his mouth, the more he shows that he doesn't understand the scriptures. Like he made the one scripture say GMS crazy Tahar thinks he's Paul or something to that effect. And basically he starts talking and he puts his foot into both feet into his mouth. Because he said, what's Tahar talking about? Did he go up into the spiritual world to the Father and said he won't come back as another tribe? Well, look, the scriptures tell you that great men of the Bible were part of one tribe and came back in a reincarnation in the other tribe, as another tribe. I wanted to tackle that today, but I'm not going to have time to. So that shows you that this guy does not know the scriptures, and if he doesn't know the scriptures, and he's the head teacher, how much does his men know? You know? They don't know nothing. They don't know anything. Go ahead.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 2. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. An unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority the city shall be inhabited. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable.
Yeah, so you can see his men are gone because he's gone. You can see his men are not deep in the scriptures because he's not deep in the scriptures. Go ahead, speak.
Right. So basically, like as that scripture said, as the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. Why? Because of the fact that whatever your leader is, or however he is, that's how the people that he's ruling over are going to be. That's why General Gehenna, he doesn't know the scriptures, and the men under him don't know the scriptures. That's why when you deal with them on the comment boards, all they do is type in bold letters, you know, like they would out there screaming on the top of their lungs. They don't go into the scriptures. If they speak for a half hour, you'd be lucky if you get one or two scriptures out of them.
Yeah, like there was a video put up sometimes about a week ago called, General Yohana is an idiot. And in that scripture, it said in the video that one of General Yohana's men had asked one of GMS men about the mark. You know, if the mark is in Revelation 13 chapter, 15 verse on down, what about Paul using the term mark in was the Romans 16 and 17, and there was another script. I think he mentioned Ezekiel 9 about the mark, and a video was put up to show that these guys do not get deep at all. Just because you come across the word mark in Revelation, it does not mean the same thing in Romans or in Matthew or in Ezekiel or in Daniel. It does not mean the same thing. That's why you got to go deep. That's why that jackass Johannes said the Greek come from the Latin. Shows that he doesn't know. That's why his meatball buddy, read James the 5th chapter and came across the word Sabaoth and said Sabbath, and then Gehenna didn't even correct him. He just said that's the Lord of the Sabbath, man. That shows you that those guys are weak, man. They're not. There's nothing scriptural about them. And you know what this guy does? He puts out things. Tahar sleeps with white prostitute. He was locked up for 2 years in prison for tax evasion. He does that to get away from the point. The point is that he's sold out. So he's trying to make you get into other things that we supposedly go off on. The main point that we're getting at this guy is that he's sold out. And he doesn't want to touch that, which further proves that he did sell out. All right, the way we know that he sold out, because guess who came to his rescue? Abu came to his rescue. We ain't heard from Abu in like a year. It was like Abu just disappeared from off the earth. As soon as GMS started getting on Johanna about selling out, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, comes the like Gazoo from the Flintstones. That's Gazoo right there. Abu is Gazoo. He look like motherfucking Bagoo. Gazoo with glasses on, man. You know? Go ahead, brother.
Proverbs chapter 21, verse 16. The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead.
Yeah, so Johanna is dead, and the people that follow him are dead. Now, there were certain brothers out there, brothers from, I believe, I don't know if it was Atlanta, Georgia, or somewhere in Georgia. The two brothers got together. I think it was 2 or 3 brothers, and they went into the charter, and they really got into his ass. Then there was another brother, I believe his name was Patak. I don't know if that's a Patak Gabar, something like that. He sounds like the other Patak from Chicago, which I'll say this to the other Patak from Chicago. Look, keep going out there and teaching that word, all right? You know, fast, pray. You brothers that are no longer in this, whether we kick you out or you fell out or you didn't want to deal with us, but you're still out there. Look, keep being out there and teaching that word, man, and pray to the Most High. You know, just because we kick you out don't mean that you're not of the elect. You know, if you humble yourself, you could very well be. I'm just pushing that out there, man. You know, the whole prodigal son thing. You know, because all you can see that we're at the end of this thing, and 2012 is going to be a pivotal year. You know. There's going to be some major things that's going to happen in 2012. They already passed that bill. What's that bill? S. They didn't pass it. Well, it's a bill now. S. What is it? Yeah, the detention bill. You know what it is offhand? Yes, S. something. You know, where they can detain U.S. citizens. You got it? I got it. I can get it.
That's not the same one with the...
It's the newest one.
Okay.
It's the newest bill.
7 days of food storage or something like that.
That's what Rand Paul's son had said. Is that the newest one? I speak. I'll get it. I'll get it right now.
All right. Yeah. So now this is a scripture, you know, just based on the topic. It's this is Ephesians 5:15. See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, because we're at the end of this thing now. You know, we've been teaching you brothers out there through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua for the last 4+ years on YouTube alone. You know, so you brothers know, you got the knowledge, you got the information, so you got to be circumspect. You got to look around. You got to see what's happening. You know, you got to see that these things are coming, because Yahweh Shai said, when you see these things coming upon the earth.